Hi, I'm Athena Lawton, designer and stylist, and today we're gonna make some chandelier gloves. If you're new to my channel, that's awesome because so am I. I really only just started making these tutorial videos, but I have been sewing for all of my life and I've been a professional designer for many years. So it is my goal in this channel to be able to pass on some ideas to you, maybe some hacks, maybe some tips and tricks, teach you some of the things I've learned along the way. But also I'm interested in hearing from you. I'm interested in your tips and tricks, and I'm interested in your requests for future videos that I might want to do for you. So let me know in the comments. I would classify this project as easy, but ability level is completely relative, and something that seems easy to me might be difficult to someone else. So I want to acknowledge that before we move on. But what makes this project relatively easy is that you don't need a sewing machine. We're just going to be doing a little bit of hand sewing. And so the main thing is that you need the materials. So for materials, what you need is first a pair of gloves. I use these heavyweight vinyl gloves because vinyl is going to be great for supporting the weight of crystals. Some of my crystals are glass and some of them are plastic. I promise that I have the glove videos coming up. I keep saying on my TikTok that I'm going to be making these, and I've actually recorded 3 different glove videos. I just have to finish editing them, so they will be coming soon. But you don't have to make your own gloves. You can buy them online, you can buy them in a costume shop, you can find them in a thrift store. But for this project, it is ideal to have a glove that will be able to support the weight of whatever trim you're going to be draping on there. So for the trim, I am using chandelier crystals. I purchased these in the fashion district. They were already pre-cut in 1-yard segments. These are really awesome because they are connected. Each crystal is connected by this little ring that is exactly like a key ring. So it's the kind that you can open it up. You can see that, and just slide the crystals out so you can easily extend them or shorten these pieces, and the rings make it super easy to sew onto other things. So like I said, I got this for $3 a yard, which is about $1 per foot. I looked later online and you can find these on Etsy or many other crafting websites. Just make sure that you're not paying too much for them, because I saw people trying to sell them for like $6 or $7 a yard. So just keep in mind, if you're paying around $1 per foot or less, you're getting a good deal. I also was able to find this very similar crystal chain for $1 a yard. This is nice as well. It is slightly less dramatic than the other one, but these can also be really nice in combination with each other. So you can picture how having that variety of texture would actually be really beautiful. So that would save you a little bit of money if you wanted to just use a little bit of the expensive crystal and then complement that with the more affordable crystal. But it doesn't have to be crystal. You could also use chain. You could also use string. You could use pretty much any type of material that's going to create a nice drape. Would be really interesting. Home Depot sells this really cool yellow plastic chain that would be very cool for that. Very Virgil Louis Vuitton menswear accessories. So on top of that, you're also going to need some teardrop crystals. You can also find these on Etsy in a bunch of different shapes. You can find these in a lot of different places online. So in addition to the crystal and the gloves, you are going to need some thread. And what I like to use for this is pre-waxed thread. So you can buy these MBT Furrier waxed skein. These are awesome because it comes in this roll and you just cut the thread at the bottom and then you can pull it out through this diamond, and they're these perfectly pre-cut pieces that will really prevent tangling while hand sewing in your life. If you don't have this, that's totally fine. You can wax your own thread, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about waxing anything. Just use regular thread as long as it matches the color of your gloves. The other thing that you're going to need is a hand sewing needle. For this project, am using Glover's needles, also known as leather needles. These are different from other hand sewing needles because the edge of the needle, the point, is shaped like a blade. And the blade actually helps to slice through tough materials like leather or vinyl, because as you know, it can be really difficult to put a sewing needle through those thick layers of fabric. I would not use these needles with other materials because of the blade. They will actually slice through your fibers, creating holes in your fabric. So don't use this on delicate fabrics. Don't use this on anything that you're not willing to literally be cutting when you put your needle through it. But these are really great for leather, vinyl, and other plasticky or heavyweight materials. Highly recommend you try these, but once again, if you don't have them, you will be fine with just a regular sewing needle, but maybe grab a thimble if you are trying to sew through vinyl. And that is everything you will need, so let's grab our materials and get started. So first we lay out our gloves and start to drape the outermost crystal string. I had mine start at the underside of the wrist and end at the top of the glove. As you lay out your next 2 layers, they should be progressively shorter so that they drape in nice parallel arches. The crystals I used were cut in 1-yard pieces, like I said, so I removed the excess length on the inner 2 layers, and then using that excess, created the 3 strings to hang from the center of the glove. I wanted each string to be a different length, so the longest is 5 crystals, then 3, and then 2 for the smaller ones. Now you can make your final layout using all of your pieces. I chose to space everything evenly, and I like to do things in 3s, but you can make a totally different design and play around with it. You can have the arches overlap with each other. You can double the amount of crystals. You can make the strings longer. I would love to see them in other colors too. Once you have a layout that you're happy with, thread your needle and stitch the rings to your gloves. Stitch them really securely because these will be heavy, and if you have them in arches like I do, they will definitely snag on other things and people while you are out and about. That's it. Now it's time to rock your gloves. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And even if you didn't learn anything, I hope it at least inspired you to think about sewing crystals onto something in your life. You really can sew crystals onto anything if you just believe. If you did enjoy watching this video, please like and subscribe. I am brand new to YouTube, so every bit counts, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I do work full-time as a designer, so I am very busy, but I do try to post a video about once a week. For the last month, I was out of the country in Europe working on a really exciting project that I can't wait to tell you about in my next video. I do have a lot more behind the scenes videos coming up about working on set and the processes that go into making a project happen. And then I also have some more tutorials coming up for abilities of all skill levels. And also I'm hoping to release some interviews soon with other designers and stylists who work in costuming and who work in styling. So I've got a lot of exciting content coming up in the future, and I hope you will join me for it. Thank you so much. Have a crafty day.